What is up, Row Show Tactical subscribers and viewers? In today's kind of walkthrough review here, I'm going to be showing you the Sig P365 XL Spectre comp that I custom built. This is different than the one that I originally purchased and did a review on a couple months ago. I ended up giving that gun to my wife to put into her carry rotation. She really liked the grip, the weight, kind of how the gun feels and shoots. So I gave that one to her. And the reason being is I wanted her to have a nice quality firearm. But I also, after a while, wasn't as big a fan of like the gold trigger and the gold barrel. Sort of that flash is just not really my style. Personally, I'm, sort of a, black guns person, right? Like guns should be black in my opinion. Not all these weird colors and all that kind of thing. So I ended up custom building one. I did get it built. I did ordered a gray grip module for it. Don't hate it, don't love it. It's okay. It's the same color frame that is on the 320 Spectre comp. Some people really like that. Again, I have it. It's obviously not on the gun, but it's okay to me. So this is the gun itself. And you see I have everything on here blacked out. Black trigger, black barrel, black frame. Gun is clear. There's no magazine in it. And I did add the Romeo 0 on the top here. It does have, the cover here on the Romeo 0 just to sort of protect it a little bit. It doesn't get banged up. And I built this one again because I wanted an all, blacked out version of the gun. I really like the platform. I really like the gun a lot. The way it feels, the way it shoots. As I stated in the previous video, I just wanted something a little bit different. So I, ended up giving the other one to my wife. Again, this is just a really cool gun. It does have like the lightning cuts there. Obviously the built-in compensator, same thing as is on the other one. Really the only difference on this one is that I added the Romeo 0 and it's a blacked out version. So it looks more like the new X Macro with the black trigger and the black barrel, as opposed to the XL Spectre comp, which obviously comes with the gold barrel and the gold trigger. But to me, it was what I wanted to do. It was what I wanted it to look like. It's what I really prefer in carry guns. I mean, you notice on the channel, I don't have a bunch of, FDE or OD green or, a bunch of, silver slides and all that extra stuff. It's just not personally my style and what I like. But I wanted to have the carry gun that I like, and have it, the way that I want it. So you can build these on the Sig website. They have, a whole design center type thing where you can pick basically everything you want on the gun and what you want it to look like, as far as like the grip, the grips on the gun, the frame, the trigger, the slide, the barrel. You can basically do any combination that they have in stock. I know that DJ Shipley and Cole Fackler from GBRS are really involved in that kind of Sig Custom Center stuff right now, doing a lot of videos on that, spending a lot of time at the Sig headquarters, sort of as brand ambassadors. So if you haven't seen their channel, sort of check that out. They have, a lot of behind the scenes videos and photos and things of what you can really do with the Sig kind of custom workshop. So yeah, great gun. Again, if you want more of a full kind of review on this gun on the channel, I have it. That's the one with the the gold barrel and the gold trigger. This again is just all blacked out, and I think, you know, I just think it looks good, honestly, for my personal style. Again, this great grip frame, you know, I put it on there. I don't hate it, don't love it, but you know, it is what it is. So if you haven't had a chance to get your hands on one of these, I know these aren't really as popular as they were when they first came out because of the, you know, emergence of the X Macro, which, you know, has the, you know, compensated slide and a little bit longer and thicker grip frame, and you can get 17+1 in that instead of 12+1. I went and put the X Macro on my hand. You know, it's a nice gun, but it definitely does feel bigger than this does. And to me, with the 365, you know, we came out with this like revolutionary carry package. Oh, how did you get, you know, 10+1 or 12+1 in that small of a package? Then we went to the XL, and then we started, you know, getting the XL Spectre comps. And then all of a sudden we're at the X Macro, and this gun is, you know, it's no longer to me really like what the 365 was intended to be. It's like, when are we going to stop? When is enough going to be enough for this platform? To me, the X Macro is what the 320 should have been, what, you know, they should really move towards. I know that there's a lot of people out there that like the 320 platform, but when you're getting, you know, as many rounds, and in some cases more rounds, in a gun that is a lot thinner and smaller, it really kind of defeats the purpose unless you're just a 320 enthusiast that you have bigger hands and really like the way that the 320 fits and feels in your hand and kind of fills your hand up. I don't really see the point of buying a 320 at this point. I would go with the X Macro if you're kind of looking for a 320. I like the way that this gun feels. I like the way that this gun, you know, looks, like the way this gun performs, and I like the way it conceals, and I like the grip texture in my hand better than I like the X Macro, and that's why I haven't picked one up, is because I have this. My wife has the other Spectre comp, and it's like, I'm just not sure, you know, sort of where that gun fits in my lifestyle, right? Like it's kind of that weird kind of gray area where it's not really a 365, it's not a 320, it's kind of in between, kind of like, you know, the 320 and the 365 XL, you know, had a baby or whatever, is the best way I would describe it. You know, if that's something you want to look into, something you want to carry, something you like, you know, by all means, you know, go do that. But, you know, it does just know that, you know, the grip is going to be out here, right? It's an extra probably ½ inch, maybe, you know, 0.6 inches bigger than the grip on this. You know, it is fatter, you know, in the grip frame here. It is fatter than this is. It feels like, you know, sort of like a Glock in your hand, like that kind of fatness of, you know, chunkiness of the grip. And I just wasn't as big a fan of that as I maybe wanted to be. I didn't really know going into it kind of what it was going to feel like until I felt it. But to me, this just works better for me. So, you know, check that out if that's something you're interested in. It's a great gun. I know a lot of people like it. A lot of people are buying it. A lot of people are carrying it. And you know, and it has a little bit, because of the popularity, kind of, you know, taking a slice out of the 365 XL Spectre comp kind of, you know, popularity and whatnot, sales, if you want to say. But, you know, that's why we have options, right? I may like this gun better. You may like the X Macro better. The X Macro basically has a 365 XL slide on it, but it does have, you know, again, it has the built-in compensator. It doesn't have, you know, any of the extra slide work, any of the lightning cuts on it. It's like I said, it's just basically a 365 XL slide with a compensator. It is optic ready like the Spectre comp is. You get the black trigger, you get the black barrel, and it sort of has the same grip texture as the regular 365, 365 XL, 365X. It doesn't have this, you know, kind of specialized, you know, laser stipple grip that I really like. And that's ultimately, you know, what it comes down to is I really like the thinness, you know, the thinness of this grip. And I really like the grip texture better on this than I did the macro personally. And I didn't really see the desire or need for me to go from 12 plus 1 or 15 plus 1 and with this carry package to the 17 plus 1. So go check them out. You know, I know a lot of gun stores have all of them, right? They'll have the 365, they'll have the 365X, they'll have the 365XL. You know, they might have the Spectre and the Spectre comp. And if they have the macro, just, you know, ask to see them all, to take them all out, put them in your hand, see which one feels better in your hand. Again, if you can go to a gun range that has a couple of these different guns, rent them, shoot them, you know, see what works best for you. And then, you know, go from there as far as the purchase, you know, is sort of concerned. So that's it for me. I know it's a lot of information about, you know, the different platforms and the different guns and whatnot. But again, I always say, you know, you can listen to what I say, but, you know, do your own research, go, you know, test things out, shoot things, and you know, kind of find what works best for you and what works best for your lifestyle. So if it's your first time here, you know, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up. I always appreciate it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about the Spectre comp. Have you been able to get your hands on one? Have you shot one? Do you own one? Do you own the X Macro? What are your thoughts on the X Macro? I know a lot of people, you know, have the regular 365 XL and they're like, I'm not going to upgrade to the Spectre comp because I don't think it's worth the money, and I'm not going to, you know, mess with perfection and get the X Macro because I don't need to. And that's fine. Again, that's why we have options. So, again, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up, leave a comment in the section below, and until the next one, I'm out of here.